You might be wondering, who's this guy? What's his accent? What's going on? And I get that. So in the next minute or so, let me quickly introduce myself and tell a little bit about my story and background. My name is Jort and I'm from the Netherlands, which is a tiny country in Europe in case you didn't know, hence the accent. I used to suffer from anxiety for about 6 years until I finally learned how to overcome it and get myself fully recovered. And by fully recovered, I mean able to do all the things I want to do without being bothered by anxiety symptoms or concessions like having to give up on coffee or avoiding triggers. And since then, I've helped thousands of people do the same through my company Anxiety Wave, by educating people on the mechanics of anxiety and how to deal with it instead. And if you've known me for a while, you know it's all about responding correctly to anxiety symptoms and training that skill over and over until you've proven to yourself and your nervous system that you're okay and you no longer care about anxiety. That's when you break free. I learned this through a not so smooth journey that started after losing my mother and stepdad in a sudden car crash back in 2015. I got my first big panic attack in a train that was held between platforms and I had no idea what was going on. I got pale, sweaty, my vision turned blurry and I felt like I had to leave, but I couldn't. It felt like everyone was looking at me and I felt sick to my stomach. In the years after, I suffered in panic, and if it wasn't panic, I had this constant simmer of anxiety while also having worries about my health. I couldn't eat or do anything unhealthy because that freaked me out. And anytime I felt nauseous, I worried about having to throw up. I brought a plastic bag with me everywhere I went and I avoided and made excuses for most events in my life. This went on until one Christmas where I couldn't take it anymore. I was in constant panic, unable to enjoy the festivities, and on top of that my fiancé had broken up with me. Something needed to change. Around that time, I found an amazing book that inspired me to dig deep and learn about what was actually happening to me. And I started looking for people who got themselves recovered from anxiety. In a matter of months, I no longer suffered from anxiety. I knew exactly how to respond to anxiety symptoms in the right way, in the moment, and had shown myself that I could handle it every time, without plastic bags, without techniques, just me and a strategy on how to respond correctly. Since then, I've created multiple short courses and masterclasses and my flagship program, The Answer to Anxiety, which is a 16-week program that follows the exact sequence for anxiety recovery, allowing people to be guided through recovery without having to make all the mistakes I did. I speak to participants almost daily, and being able to help them and hear their stories of how they've gotten back their lives and seeing what they're all doing now makes me incredibly proud and happy. Thankful for my own journey. I'm forever motivated and passionate to use my darkest chapter yet to do good and to help others, who then continue to help others too, spreading the word and hopefully make an impact on the rising mental health challenge of anxiety together.